What's up, guys? Thanks for checking in with another video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe so you see all of our newest content as we break down Microsoft 365. We also have a podcast, the Work Wherever podcast, where me and Sydney go over latest trends around Microsoft 365, remote work trends, that sort of a thing. We really break it down. But today's video, we're going to go into Microsoft Bookings. Now, I have done a video before on Microsoft Bookings, but it's a couple years old now. There has been some major changes in the application. It's no longer in beta mode. It's actually part of the Microsoft 365 suite, and they've really released it out. So I figured, why not update a new video on what is Microsoft Bookings as more eyeballs are starting to get on the application as it becomes a bigger part of the Microsoft 365 suite. So here it is. What is Microsoft Bookings? See you on the other side. Okay, so what is Microsoft Bookings, right? So Microsoft Bookings is the Microsoft version of applications like Calendly. I think HubSpot has a booking tool as well. And so while all those other tools, they integrate with 365 where you pull in your credentials or you have to sync it in, this is a Microsoft version of the application that already has your credentials and your gal built in. So that already brings it pretty cool. And then since it is a Microsoft 365 tool and technology, you're able to use it within the Power Platform and bring it into SharePoint and do more things with your booking rather than just send an email and a notification, right? So here is the landing page for Bookings. Now, if it's your first time here, then you'll want to go to the waffle. You'll want to click on Bookings. If you don't see it, click All Apps, and then you should see it in alphabetical order. I will note that this is part of Outlook, so you'll see up here in the URL, I see outlook.office.com/bookings. So that is why that's why it is able to sync your calendars, because it actually lives within Outlook in your Exchange server. So that's how it uses your calendar. And we're going to click Create a New Calendar, so we can create a Bookings calendar. Maybe we're going to say that we're a I don't know, maybe we're a tattoo parlor, right? So we're a tattoo parlor and you want to book a service with us. It is going to allow you to choose your business type. So, you know what? Maybe we're a recruiting firm. Well, let's stay a tattoo parlor and we're going to hit other. It also does give you the option to add a logo. I would click that, but last time I clicked it, it actually froze my whole computer and I had to restart and do it all over again. And to stop me from making this intro like 15 times, I'm going to go ahead and not click the button. So then you can change your business hours to say maybe we're open on weekends, or maybe you're not open 8 to 5. We're going to leave that. Looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and click next. Now it is going to allow us to add additional staff members. So maybe we can do like community leaders and I don't know. You can search for any other person in your environment. Usually there's an Adele in the environment. I guess Adele doesn't exist within this demo environment. That's kind of sad. Oh man, no Adele, huh? So, all right, well, we're not going to invite any other additional staff. We're just going to leave it to me. Now, you can set up a service. It does give you this default 30-minute meeting. We can change this, and maybe we want to call it like, since we're a tattoo shop, we can call it tattoo consultation. Excuse my spelling. Consultation. We're going to leave it at 30 minutes. You can book it any time. Maybe I, only take consultations after noon, right? So there we go. Make it a Teams meeting. Sure, it can be a Teams meeting. What that'll do is it'll actually include a Teams link. So when it creates it, you don't have to go back and like convert the meeting to a Teams meeting for video. It automatically does it. So we'll go ahead and click Update Service. And now it's going to talk about setting up a service, right? So we can add additional services. We just kind of went through this. We'll hit Next. Now, choose who can book appointments. So if you're in a larger organization, people in your organization, it does make sense, right? This is a link where you're just shipping it out to people. Maybe you drop it on one of your SharePoint sites, or you put it in your About Me or something like that. And so then you can allow only members in your organization to use it. For the example that we've drawn up, that doesn't really make sense, so we're going to go ahead and click anyone so that we can open it up to the public so people can book a tattoo consultation with us. So we're going to create the calendar. While that is getting set up, I'll go through a couple different scenarios of what is no longer available through bookings. There used to be a way that you could set up like payment options, and you could actually sell appointments and set up different costs for things. You can still set up costs as that is still a functionality. However, you're no longer allowed to accept payment through the application. So you'll have to handle the billing aspect of it through a third party, which I never really understood why they integrated it and took it away, but I guess that's why it's a beta application. They're just trying to play out different things, play out different scenarios. There was probably a lot of feedback that said it was wonky or wasn't working, so they just go ahead and took it out. I did notice that there were a couple other things around your team where you could set individualized calendars and you could set services specific to only individuals. So there are a good bit of changes here within the bookings calendar that are no longer or that were not part of the beta, or things that were part of the beta that they've stripped away and they're trying to fine tune to make sure that this application works for everybody, which I'm going to give it a little up. There we go. I was going to go ahead and hit the refresh, but I see it now. So let's get back in. So here is the, hey, we did it. Tattoo Parlor is now ready for bookings. People can make the appointments here. So like if we click Control, open up a new tab, we'll take a look at what all we see. So here we have a tattoo parlor. We can select a staff, anyone, which is just me right now, but we'll say anyone. Then you can choose the date and we can choose the time. Okay, so far so good. I thought I wanted it to be afternoon, but that's all right. Maybe I said that it couldn't be afternoon. All right, well, let's go ahead and so then we see down here, like, look, name. We can pull in name, address, phone number. We can fill out different information. Pretty cool, right? All right, so we're going to go back into the bookings and see how we can customize that to make it make more sense for our business. So we are able to manage calendars on the web. Finally, any of you who has had the application, it was kind of weird where you could only manage one calendar at a time. And if you're like me, you had multiple calendars. And it was just kind of a pain in the butt. So now you can actually go back to all calendars, and it have this cool little splash page now where you can go into your different calendars and share them out. So that is definitely something pretty cool. And okay, here, I'll walk you through the tutorial. Come on, tutorial, show me what you got, right? Click on new bookings calendar to create a new calendar. Okay, cool. So we can create a new one, which we're not going to do that because we just did. So let's open up Tattoo Parlor. Again, thank you for that. So we can create a new booking if somebody like called you on the phone. Then you can click new booking. You can say what the service time is, what the customer's information, name and email for, and you can assign a staff member so that if somebody is outside of the system, well, you're still able to confirm. Now it does have this don't send a customer an email confirmation. I don't really know a situation or scenario where you wouldn't want that, but maybe someone's like, hey, don't email me, or so you could uncheck it, right? Or you could check it. You also have this let customers manage their appointment. I like to keep this checked just in case they want to cancel. They can cancel directly through bookings. I'm going to hit the X here, and yes, we're going to discard changes. So we do have our staff. If we had a staff here, it would show us the openings of our staff and what we have available. This is only for today, but we can choose another day. Or we can choose the week. So this is the work week by staff. And it'll show you different availabilities, which this calendar view is a lot better than it was. The previous calendar view under beta was pretty crappy. So I'm glad they finally redid this calendar. Here on the booking page, we do have this, whether it's available to anyone. If you wanted to lock that down, you do have the availability to do that. We can shut it down. We can change the page access control. We can disable direct search engine indexing. So like maybe like you're getting too many spams, you can kind of control that a little bit with a one-time password, which again, I am not that big of, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but maybe you're running into spam and you want to get rid of that. I've never actually run into any spam with my booking calendar, so that's saying something. The customer data usage consent. So you can add a little personal thing. If you guys are using their data for anything, then you can show a little personal message that says, hey, we're going to spam the hell out of you. But it does give you the opportunity to change or add anything there. The scheduling policy here, it's going to go over the time increments. So we have it as 30 minutes, but afterwards, if you wanted to change it to like 45, that'd be cool. Minimum lead time's important. Maybe you don't want people booking the day before, so you could say 48 hours. And then minimum lead time, maybe you want to say like 90 days, and that will like stop people from booking you a year in advance. Again, these are just preference things, but things you can take a look at and customize your calendar. Notify the business via email when booking is created or changed. You definitely want that because you want to know what's going on with your calendar. So I would not uncheck that. Send a meeting invite to the customer. I definitely want that because I want to have a Teams call with them as it goes forward, right? Staff control, we can allow customers to choose a specific person. If I'm the only one, then you just uncheck it because I have seen that a couple, I've seen people be like, well, I didn't know who to choose. And so a lot of people are just going to overlook that. So I would just leave it unchecked. And then bookable staff when free. Cool. Customize your page. That's what we really want. So this is where you're able to choose whether you want the classic look or the new look. You can choose like the color scheme here. You can select a custom color if you guys have, which we're going to use Capital Presence Blue 308 ECA. There it is. You can display the business logo on your booking page, which we didn't have a logo, but we didn't upload one, but you could. And then we can go to region or time zone. So if you're displaying like the wrong time zone, which this looks like the current time zone is Universal UTC. I'm in the Eastern time zone, so I am +5? No, I'm -5. I am -5 from Universal UTC. So come on, Eastern time zone. There we go. Always show time slots in the business time zone. Yes, we only want to talk about Eastern time over here. So there you go. Now our page is booked. Well, they don't like my color. Whatever. I don't care if you like my color or not. We're going to hit save. Now we go into customers. This is a cool thing. So like we don't have any customers because we just launched this, but when somebody does book, their customer profile will show up here so that if you ever have questions about who was that person I saw or I need to call them back, your customer list will actually populate here, which is really cool. So let's refresh and let's see if it took our color. You can notice the little blue color here, so that's cool. If we had additional services, which we don't, we just have the consultation, it would be here. Now let's go. Now it has synced to the 12 o'clock before. Remember it said 9, so that's good. Let's choose Friday at 2, and let's see what we got. Test at test.com. Address, phone number, and then notes. These are notes, and we're going to go ahead and book. So after I submit that, I should get a little thank you message. I should get, well, I'm not going to get an email because I did test at test.com, but you should see it pop up here in the customer list, which I'm going to give it a quick refresh. And then you should see me, the customer, pop up here shortly. I don't know why it's not submitting, but you will see that customer pop up here. So, and then in terms of staff, if I ever wanted to add additional staff, if I wanted to have specific services that they have, if I wanted to change their calendar and availability, maybe they're leaving, they're going out for leave or something like that, we can do that. If I want to say they only do specific services. So You know, maybe if you're in a hair parlor and somebody does cuts and somebody does coloring, you could say this person only does coloring, this person only does cuts, and you could change those services. Or for our tattoo parlor, maybe somebody does consultations and somebody does the actual ink work, or maybe somebody only does, like, I don't know, black and white and somebody does color. I don't know. I'm not a tattoo parlor person, but that's where we can go into services. Now we can add a new service. So we could say, you know, I don't know, quick. I don't know what else you guys do. What do you do at a tattoo parlor? Draw up, mock up? I don't know. And we can add this as a online meeting as well. Send an anonymous meeting link to the customer. Buffer time. Pretty cool. So we want to say that, like, maybe I get 15 minutes before the booking so that I know that I have to be there 15 minutes so that, you know, I have time to prep. And the price is not set. So you can do like hourly. You can make it free. But, like, watch what happens. If I do hourly and I change it to, like, you know, $50 an hour, there's not going to be a way for me to receive that money. So it would be important to put here, like, the bill for this will be, you know, taken care of at the place. Max number of attendees. Maybe say, hey, we only allow, you know, 3 people. Let customers manage their appointment when it's booked by you. We'll say yes and save changes. So now when we go to the tattoo parlor page, let's do new booking. And so now we see draw mock up, or we see tattoo consultation. Notice that, well, there's no booking times available for drawing. I guess we got to make sure that we add some of those. We got to add a calendar to it. So here in our draw, we can go here and we can say availability options, bookable when the staff are free, set a different availability, and we can say, wow, it only gives us a week, huh? And exclusive, we're going to say January. You can book us through January. And custom hours recurring. And then now we can put exactly what those hours are. And then we could add custom fields, which this is pretty cool. We can go to add a custom field, a text question, or a drop down. We could say, like, do you have a design in mind? And then we add an option here. We get to option 1, yes. Option 2, no. Option 3, maybe. And then we can save changes there, and we could make this required. There you go. So now we have added it to the form, and we go ahead and, well, those would be the reminder notifications and default scheduling policy. I'm going to click yes and hit save changes. So now if we hit refresh, let's see what happens. Draw mockup. It's still not available. Why? Probably because I hit default right afterwards. Undo default. Save changes. Refresh. Mockup. Staff. Maybe I have to assign a staff to it. Edit the service. Assign staff. Boom. Now we're cooking. I had to assign a staff. See, guys, that's what I was saying earlier, where you can assign staff members to a specific thing. So I guess I had no staff members assigned to the draw mockup. So there was nobody there to book. But now if I go to draw mockup, well, maybe I have to refresh it. Yikes. Well, here's our custom question. I still don't really know why that's not working. I don't like that. I'll have to do some digging. We're going to have to dig around this one because I don't know why it wouldn't work. Why would it work? Availability options. Bookable and staff are free. You know what? It unsaved all of our thing because I set it to the defaults. So we're gonna hit save changes. Now it'll work. Nope. I don't know. This is a demo environment, so maybe it's just having a day. Maybe it doesn't know who I am, but it doesn't make sense because this tattoo consultation works. I don't know. Custom fields, assign staff, allow customers to choose a particular staff member. Let's see. Nope. I don't know. But that's how you add a service, and maybe it'll work for you. Doesn't work for me. I'm gonna do some dive into that as to say why it doesn't work, and then maybe I'll do another video to say what the hell, why didn't it work, because that is annoying to me. But let's go down to business information. This is where you can add in the basic business information. You could change the name, add your location, your phone number, your website, what currency you use, what type of business you are. If you have any privacy policies in that URL. This is where you can add your business logo, your business hours of operation, your ACS app integration. You can do that. And that's how you can, set things up. Now, if you did have a different one, you could discover or create a new calendar here in the drop down, which is pretty cool. And then you have your booking pages. So, no staff assigned. There you go. Now we can click by the appointments. So let's see if that other one, that customer one, came through. There it is. There's me. That's the customer. And I can call them, which we'll get to our capital presence line, but that's what bookings is. Now, like I said before, the only things that I don't really like, I'm not a big fan of the new look of it. I do like that the questions, the custom questions, we use this a lot, and I like that you can make them required. I obviously don't like the fact that when you add a new service, it's a little difficult to get a freaking time out of it. I don't know what's going on with that thing. What do you say about that? Design mockup. Let's see. Let's see. 15 hours. That's why I put it in the buffer time of 15 hours when really I wanted 15. Oh, that's 15 days. And there's hours. And oh my gosh, guys. This is the duration, 45-minute duration. And what's your buffer time? I want it 45-minute. Oh no, I want a 15-minute buffer time so that if I get there early and we'll hit save changes. I wonder how many of you were yelling at me during this, being like, you idiot. You put a 15-day period. There it is. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Wow. See that? Little things. Even, I'm in this stuff every day and I even get things wrong. So there you go. That's how you use Microsoft Bookings. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of this. Give it a shot. Go to your Microsoft 365youroffice.com. Click on the waffle. Click on Bookings. Set these up. Share out your link. You can embed it on pages, which that is... you know what? I didn't show you how to embed a page. Let's go to that real quick. So if here on here you go to the booking page, and so this little button right here you can copy, and that's how I was able to get to the page. But instead of sharing that out, you can email it to somebody or you can embed it to somebody. So you can, and then we went over this stuff, but if you embed it, you can actually put it onto your website, which is what we do. So people can use it just on a page. So I definitely recommend using that embed. And then you could put this booking page in your email signature to be like, hey, you want to book a call with me? Right down here, because I can't tell you how many people email me that all the time. Hey, what's your availability on Tuesday? Here you go, buddy. Just look at my Look at my booking calendar. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of this. Use that embed, put it on your website, build yourself a personal page on your website if you want that has that link, and then just send it to them. Like mine is capitalpresence.com/Roy-Edwards, and then you can see all my information and book my calendar, and we can have a day of it. So guys, thanks for hanging out. Smash the like, hit some subscribe stuff, ask me some questions in the comments if there's a video you want to see or an application you want some help with. Send it my way, and we'll take a look at it together. Thanks for hanging out. Until next time, guys. Hey, Charlie. See ya. Hey there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for all the latest videos from Capital Presence.